Hey, what's up? We're back. We're back today on the eve of the 22-23 Serie A season, and we want to go over our predictions for this coming year, and sit back, enjoy. Don't forget to comment and subscribe because this is the best Italian podcast in North America. I don't care what anybody says, but just give us time and we'll prove it to you. So anyways, we're going to start off. We're talking about the Serie A. It starts this weekend with round one, and I'm going to give our predictions for the three teams that are going to be relegated, in my opinion. And I don't know what order they're going to be, but I know that these three teams are going to get relegated. And we have Empoli, Cremonese, and Salernitana. I don't know what order they're going to be in, but those three teams are going to be relegated. Now, we'll start from sixth to first place. Starting with sixth place, the Conference League. We are going to be Fiorentina. Fifth place, the Europa League. We are doing Napoli. Fourth place through first place will be Champions League spots. We're going with fourth place AC Milan, third place Roma, second place Inter, and first place Juventus. I just think Juventus, that they're going to come back this year. I'm not convinced that Inter Milan, with the addition of Lukaku, who I wasn't that big of a fan of anyways, of the guy. When the big games came around, the guy, he was nowhere to be found. If you remember a couple of years ago when they needed to win against the Shakhtar to progress, he did not produce anything. A matter of fact, if you remember, the guy blocked the goal that his own team was supposed to score right off the goal line. So I just think that the Inter, I'm not convinced. I know they got the guy from Roma, Mkhitaryan, and they got Lukaku back, but I just don't think it's gonna see them to the top. They'll be close. They'll be close all the way to the end. I think the top four will be close all the way to the end. But I think at the end of the day, Juventus, they have Di Maria, they got Vlahovic and Chiesa back. I know Pogba's injured, but they got him. He'll be back. They got this guy, the Serbian guy over there, Kostic. De Ligt is gone. Chiellini's gone. I don't see that as a big deal. I was never a fan of De Ligt anyways. The guy, he's not the fastest player, and he's a liability in the box. And frankly, from the comments he made when he's at Bayern, he's kind of a selfish man, talking, poorly about Juventus, a team that spent a lot of money on him and that trained him. So I don't think anybody. I think Juventus will end up going back to the top, as much as I don't want to see them win, and Inter will be second. Inter is still a very good team. I mean, people forget that the team, in my opinion, should have progressed in the Champions League last year against Liverpool. But that's another story. Roma, they made a lot of additions this year. As you know, they got Dybala, they got Wijnaldum, and they got some other good talent in there, coupled with Pellegrini, Zaniolo, and a lot of other players over there. So I think they're going to they're definitely going to get in the top four this year. I don't think they have the experience yet to win the championship in Italy. So I got them a third. AC Milan, I mean, I think they had a good year last year and they won, but I don't see that that happening again. They're a very good team, and but I just think those other three teams, with the momentum on their signings, they're going to be too much tougher for them. So, anyways, that's my top six. Juventus, Inter, Roma, and AC Milan, Napoli, and Fiorentina. Sorry, Lazio and Atalanta. I don't see you guys up there. Sorry. So, anyways, one team. I'm very excited to watch all these teams play, including Atalanta and Lazio. People talk about the Premier League, and even La Liga, but there's no league in the world that has this kind of lineup over here. I mean, the Premier League. Let's be honest, okay? The best team in the Premier League is Manchester City. It's a good team. The coach has been together with the team for a long time, and they have a core of players that have been together, and they got some additions. So, that's what it takes. Liverpool, I mean, it's a good team, but I don't see that they're gonna win any major trophies this year. So I would say those are probably the two best teams in the Premier League. Tottenham is probably the third. I don't know about Chelsea. Well, I guess we'll see. But, you're talking about in the Serie A, 7-8 teams that any day they could beat any of those teams in the Premier League. Juventus, Inter, Roma, AC Milan, Napoli, Fiorentina, Atalanta, Lazio. They've done it before. Atalanta's beaten Liverpool. Napoli's beaten Liverpool. Roma, I mean, they beat Tottenham in preseason. Not that that really matters. Inter, they beat Liverpool last year. Juventus, they beat Chelsea. So, I don't think any league in the world could say that they have this kind of teams in their league with the kind of history. Juventus, Inter, Roma, AC Milan, Napoli, Fiorentina, Atalanta, Lazio. These are fantastic teams with good history. In the Premier League, I mean, the two teams are Liverpool and Manchester City. Tottenham, they're starting to get better because of Conte. Then you have Chelsea. They got a new ownership. The coach is talking smack over there on his press conference about, he doesn't know if the team's going to be ready. And then you got Manchester United. It's a dumpster fire. Ronaldo wants to leave. These guys are trying to get Rabiot. I'm sure Juventus is loving that. They want to get rid of that guy. And then after that, who is there? I mean, who really is there? Leicester City, West Ham. I mean, so anyways, I'm looking forward to this. All those teams. One team I want you guys to watch out for this year. I'm not saying they're gonna win the championship, do really good, but I think they'll be a mid-table team. I'm looking out to watch these guys. I'm looking forward. Is Monza, and you're probably thinking in your head, why does this guy want Monza? Why is he looking forward to Monza? And I'll tell you why. Because my man Adriano Galliani and Silvio Berlusconi are running that team. And if for anybody that knows football, especially Italian football, Galliani and Berlusconi, they were the owners of AC Milan back in the 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. And they won many Champions Leagues and Italian championships and cups and Intercontinental Cups and UEFA Cups. So these guys are real deal football people. And they've been, for many years, trying to get the Monza back into the Serie A, and they finally did. And they're not going to go easy, believe me. They're not going to go easy back to the B division. So that team, for sure, it's staying in the A division. They've gotten some players. They got Pessina. They got Ranocchia. That team, they're going to be, at least a mid-table team. They're not getting relegated. You could put money on that. And in fact, I want to see how this team does over the next several years because I don't know if it was Berlusconi or Galliani. They said that they're excited to be back in the Serie A, and they're going there to win the Serie A. Maybe it's not this year, but they're saying that they're going to win it. Not it's a goal. They're going to win it. And then they said they're going to win the Champions League. So I want to see what that team's got to do. So having said that, the teams in the Champions League for Italy this year, we'll do these predictions too. Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Napoli. I would say for sure, I don't know what the groups are going to be, but for sure 3 Italian teams will progress to the knockout stage. I'm not so sure about Napoli yet because they've sold players, lost players, Koulibaly, Insigne, Mertens. Now I heard they're losing Ruiz to PSG, but they did bring in some talent. And if anybody knows anything about Italian football, when you think Napoli's out, they're not out because they have good youth development and they got, I'm sure, players to replace all those players. I know they got Raspadori. I heard that they may be getting Keylor Navas, the goalie, which I don't see that it's a need when you have Meret over there, but I don't know. So, anyways, I think for sure 3 Italian teams will progress in the Champions League. Hopefully, Napoli does too. I would have said 4 if Napoli didn't have so much of this change, but like anything, when you have a new team, you have to gel and learn how to play with each other. So Napoli may be a wild card. So I'd say 3 Italian teams. In the Europa League, we got Roma and Lazio. I would say those guys for sure they're going to move on out of the group stage. And then you got Fiorentina in the Conference League. For sure they'll move on. So I'm saying 6 Italian teams. They're moving on in Europe, possibly 7. So that's what I got for the Serie A. Those are my predictions. We'll review them at the end of the year and, after the European group stage for the UEFA Conference League and Europa League. So anyways, one last thing I had to say is, I listen to a lot of news, and I just want to talk about this so-called popular American football channel that is also on YouTube and on TV. And I just have to say, the information that comes out of their mouth is so pro-EPL, it's absolutely pathetic. They don't talk about anything else on the show except for the EPL. Maybe once in a while, the Spanish league to bash Barcelona and or whatever. And these guys, it's such an unprofessional show, and it's just silliness, if you ask me. Anytime I watch these kind of shows from Italy, you never hear any broadcasters or analysts downplaying anybody's league or making these kind of ridiculous remarks. Like, for example, this past week I heard one of the people on the show, they said that if you want to challenge yourself as a footballer, you have to go play in the Premier League. So basically downgrading any other league in the world. You saying that you have to go to the Premier League if you want to challenge yourself. Why do you have to go to Premier League? I mean, let's just talk about facts over here. There's no facts ever given by these people. It's just their opinion, backed up with no facts. And, I did some research, and if the Premier League is so much better than if the Premier League is so much better than the Italian league, then answer this one for me. Last year, the Italian teams in all European competition, the Conference League, Europa League, and the Champions League, they played English competition 12 times. So the English teams won 5 times, Italian teams 4 times, and it was a draw 3 times. So I don't think it's a surprise to say that at the moment the English teams may be a little bit stronger. But if they were so much more superior, then they would have won all these games by big margins. But it's not the case. So again, that's why we are the best Italian and football podcast in North America. Okay? Because we give facts when we talk, not just to make up a bunch of nonsense based on what we think. Last year, 5-4-3. So the Premier League, they had 1 extra win. Big deal. To me, it's every game, it's a flip of a coin. Who's going to win? And that's the way it is. The year before, they played 6 games. So similar results. 3 wins for English teams, 2 wins for Italian, and 1 draw. So again, I don't think it's. I will agree with you that right now the English league is a little bit more, maybe a little bit stronger based on these results, and it's shown in the UEFA coefficients. With them, they're number 1, Spain number 2, and the Italian league number 3. But this notion that it's just unbelievable and you're not challenging yourself unless you play in the English Premier League is just nonsense. Back it up with facts. We're looking for facts, all right? Somebody, I heard this earlier that I guess in the English Premier League, they're looking to add an amount of subs you could get. Well, you know what? That only benefits the teams that are doing good in European competitions, because the teams that are doing good in European competitions in England are the teams that have the most money, like Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. You know why? Because they have such deep benches. And so if they sub players in and out, they're replacing them with like players. So that's why they're happy to see that, because they have so much money to buy similar players and just swap them out when they have a sub. And the same thing happens. They're having so much success in European competition because, unfortunately, money is ruining this beautiful sport that, I've been following for over 30 years now. And these teams are having success in European competitions because they just have so much money and they buy so many players, and if somebody gets injured, they just fill them in with another player of equal. And some other teams, unfortunately, don't have the budget or luxury to do that. So that's the difference. That is the difference. It's the money. But I know that Serie A, they're doing a lot of marketing of the league around the world, and don't worry, we'll be back. All right, we're still the European champions. And another criteria you could look at is the Italian national team, full of Serie A players. They spanked the English Premier League England team, not in the scoreline, but in the whole statistics of the game. So that's my data. I'm talking about facts here, not just this is what I think or this is what I think. And for these people on this so-called podcast, I'm not going to name any names. Get some facts. And then I'll believe you, all right? If you want to say, the English team has won more Champions League since 2010 than the Italian league, good. That's good. That's why they're number one in the UEFA coefficient. But to say that they're so much superior to an Italian, the data doesn't show that. You could buy two teams if you're Manchester City because you just have endless money, and same thing with Liverpool. But, when the teams are at full strength, 100%, the games are a flip of a coin. So, anyways, that's all I got for today. Hope you liked the video, and we'll be back throughout the whole season. Make sure you subscribe and leave comments. We'll see you. Bye.